Good morning. This past week, Rabbi Abraham Twerski, noted rabbi and psychiatrist, passed away. And Rabbi Dr. Abraham Twerski requested that at his funeral there be no eulogies, but rather they should sing a song that he composed as they carry him to his final resting place. And that song is a very famous song. Hoshia esamecha uvarech es nachlasecha. It's a song based on the words of Psalms, asking God to save his nation, to bless his inheritance, the Jewish nation, and lead us for all of eternity. And when he told his family members that that's his request before he died, his children and grandchildren said, of course, but Tati, Zaidi, why is it that you don't want any eulogies and you want that the song you composed should be sung? And Rabbi Twerski gave three answers. He said, first of all, I come from Chernobyl Hasidim, and the custom amongst Chernobyl Hasidim is not to give eulogies. The second answer, he said, is that during my lifetime, he said, I've attended many speeches. And sometimes I didn't agree with what the speaker said, but if I vehemently disagreed, I always had the option to walk out. He said, don't put me in a position where I can't walk out when I don't like what I hear. That was Rabbi Dr. Twerski's humor and humility. But finally he said the following. He said, throughout my career, throughout my life as a rabbi and a psychiatrist, which he devoted his life to mental health, to helping people with recovery from addictions, he said, people have come up to me and said, Rabbi Twerski, you really inspired me, you changed my life, you saved my life. And he said, it's always obviously very rewarding and satisfying to hear that I've helped people. He said, but the greatest thing I've ever heard is when people came to me and said, Rabbi, you brought me so much joy and happiness in my life. He said, my ultimate goal in life is to bring joy to people. If I could bring happiness to a person, then I know I've succeeded. And so he requested that on his final journey to the next world, he be accompanied with joyous song rather than with words. The opening verse of this week's parsha is Mishpatim, and the verse says, these are the laws, Ve'ela Mishpatim, that God tells Moses, Asher Tasim Lifnehem, which literally means you should place before the Jewish people. But the commentaries ask, usually laws and knowledge are taught to the Jewish people, not placed before them. And so one of the Hasidic interpretations reads this verse alternatively to mean, Ve'ela Mishpatim, these are the laws, Asher Tasim, that you shall place Lifnehem. Lifnehem could also mean Lipnimiutam, to their inner self. Not only should you teach the words of Torah intellectually to your students, but you should place it within them, Panim, the inner side of the human being, to their insides, which means don't only speak to their mind, speak to their heart and speak to their soul. Insert the words of Torah within the people. And what the Torah is teaching us is that when it comes to helping people, often we think that we could give people guidance or advice. But someone once said, no one cares how much you know unless they know how much you care. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom available, and today more than ever before. Today we have Google. If you have any question on any matter, you can Google the question and you literally could get millions and millions of pages of information on that subject. But with all the knowledge that's literally at our fingertips today, can we say necessarily that we make better choices as human beings? That we choose the proper path because we have all this knowledge and all this information from the greatest sources of doctors and psychiatrists and professionals in every field of human behavior? And the answer is no. Why? The answer is because what human beings need more than anything else is not just guidance and advice, but emotional support. And that's what Rabbi Dr. Twerski said. If I could give someone the emotional support to make them realize that they are important, that they are valuable, they have meaning and purpose in their lives, and I could bring joy to their life by lifting not just their minds with knowledge, but their hearts and their spirits, then I've succeeded. So the next time someone comes to you for help, consider whether what they really need is your advice or do they need your emotional support. Have a wonderful day.